I'm Joe Wagner here with the cast to discuss all the exciting developments on the show. And we spent some time talking about tonight's episode. Now, I want to go back and get your thoughts on some of the major events that have happened so far in the season. So I'm going to start off with you, Tyler. Let's talk villains. Okay, so Deucalion is the latest in the string of some pretty memorable villains. Essentially, what does make him so strong?
Deucalion is different than all the other villains. He kills a member of his pack, and he gains their power. So he's trying to get Derek and Scott to do the same thing so that they can be a part of his pack, because Deucalion singles out Scott because he knows that Scott is like a true alpha, and he knows that that is very rare, and he wants me in his pack.
Well said. Well said. Okay, Charlie, I want you to tell me how it is playing the twin alpha. Does kind of one of you handle it, or do you alternate, or is it someone different altogether playing you guys?
This guy, Kale, does it. I want to say he's a former WWF wrestler. I may be making that up, but this man is gigantic. And what's cool about it for us filming, it means for the show's sake, they get to be putting all of the crazy werewolf makeup on him while they're shooting with us. So it's kind of sped up. It's a really cool effect. I think it adds a lot to the story, and it speeds up our filming, so we're able to do more stuff.
Does he ever talk to you guys about, like, okay, like, what would you guys do in this?
He said a couple of things. Whenever he talks, I kind of shy away.
He's scary.
It's really scary.
He is us, and we're him, so we have to look at, I mean, he's enormous. So obviously he doesn't move the same way we do, because we're little pencils, but
right.
I'm gonna regret saying that.
I wouldn't say you guys are little pencils. I don't think
you guys are huge pencils.
Would say that. Okay, Ian, so a huge surprise in this season was the revelation that Derek's sister Cora, who everyone thought died in the fire, she's still alive. So what does this mean for the Hale family?
For us, you know, we, having been sort of decimated, and Derek and I don't get along so well, I don't know if you've noticed, to have a new person in, you know, we've like our family's back. Maybe the Hales can kind of be something again.
That was a great answer. Okay, Daniel, you had some pretty tough moments as far as being submerged in ice water.
I did, yeah.
I want to know, was that real ice water?
Well, okay, so I started off in the tub with it's silicone, and it was warm to begin with. But then T-Pose actually said, let's put some real ice around his face. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then like 4 hours later, I was like, oh God, this is such a bad idea. Because it was like completely freezing cold. But it was helpful because I liked that scene.
I was gonna be really impressed if you said the water was warm, because you really looked cold.
It was warm, apart from it around my face.
Okay, so I want to move on to Haley. So Jennifer goes from being afraid of Derek to ultimately falling for him.
Yes.
How does she find him so irresistible, although he is just covered in nasty blood all the time?
Well, she can look past that. She doesn't judge people. You might be covered in blood, but I'm sure you're a good person. I think they're sort of both social misfits in a way, just sort of opposites. She's sort of the bumbling sort, nervous kind, and he's just the steely confidence. But they're both sort of outsiders, so I think she is attracted to that. So, blood, what's blood between friends?
Well said, well said. Okay, Crystal, I want to talk a little bit about the rest stop bathroom. When you were stitching Scott up, you got a little help from your dead mother. Do you think that you're becoming a little bit like her?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I mean, I think Allison's mom lacks a little, she's got heart somewhere, but it's really deep down, and I think Allison's heart's probably closer to the surface. She still likes to do the right thing, and I think Allison's mom is just like full-blown, I'm gonna protect no matter what happens, and I think Allison has a little more compassion for people. So I don't know that she's gonna be completely like her. I think she has a perfect mix between her mom and her dad.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, Holland, I want to move on to the motel scene where you had to push Scott and Styles away from a big fireball, and you did it in stilettos. How did you do that?
Always in heels.
In heels. How do you do that? And do you like doing that?
Now I'm even sitting in them. I actually hate high heels in my real life. I don't really wear high heels in my real life. I'm used to being 5'3", And so I was like 5'7" that day, so falling from that high, it's a little bit different. I will say so.
All right, Tyler. In the season premiere, Scott gets a tattoo.
Hell yeah, about damn time.
Okay, so is that a real tattoo?
It is, it's right here.
You really got it?
Check it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have more. I keep getting more.
Okay, so wait a minute. So they wrote the entire first episode about your
Based
tattoo,
on my
and
tattoo.
they named the episode Tattoo.
I felt very powerful
That's
that day.
awesome. You have the power. All right, thanks to you guys. So we've all seen what happens on screen, but fans are just dying to know what happens off screen. So we'll get some juicy behind the scenes stories after this break. Don't you move, we'll be right back.